just like portfolios, resumes and CVs are your first impression and a very important part of a job application, since you have the opportunity to choose what skills and experiences you want to highlight, right? They're essentially the breakdown of those abilities and the past experience and give the employer an idea of how you might fit in at the firm. Important, right? So let me go over the 5 rookie mistakes I want to make sure you avoid making in your resume. 1. Avoid using graphic charts to show your software knowledge. Why is this? We understand that it's difficult sometimes to format or portray information in a new way. You don't want to sound boring, you want to be, graphically appealing, but at the same time, you have to always keep in mind that the CV needs to be functional, right? So we recommend you avoiding using these measurement indicators just because sometimes it actually makes more difficult the understanding of your proficiency. So it doesn't really help. It actually defeats the purpose. So just list the softwares you know and think that you will have the opportunity to go further, to elaborate more during the interview. Number 2, listing generic softwares. There's a tendency to include softwares like Microsoft Office, for instance, and that is absolutely irrelevant. Why? Because employers are expecting you to have already a handle on those generic softwares. You can perhaps mention your knowledge of Excel if you actually have a deep understanding of the software, because it's such a powerful tool and everyone will appreciate that. However, you have to remember that what you're trying to show the hiring firm is that with your knowledge and skills, you're gonna help improve the quality of work at the entire firm. So do an exercise of cutting off all those generic softwares and just have a reason to list every single software you put in your resume. Number 3, do not lie and do not list the skills that you don't have. Many people, we see that they still list skills that they don't even have, or they make those skills seem better than in reality they are. So avoid doing this because they're, is it only gonna get you in troubles down the line? You wanna make sure that, when you are in the interview, they can only focus on what you can truly, contribute. They can understand how you are going to help them. So try to get rid of all those irrelevant skills from your resume and just use your time efficiently. And if, there's a position that you don't meet the requirements, just do not apply. Just focus on the ones that you are convinced you're going to be a great contribution. Number 4, avoid using overused words. Just consider avoiding or at least minimizing, words like specialized, skilled, focused, driven, passionate, creative, just because these words are highly used, in our industry conversation. So during the interview, you want to make sure that you find options, synonyms for all these words. So every time you refer to a specific term, you have another option and you take the conversation to a higher level. And number 5, avoid adding skills that everyone has. So these skills or abilities are, the minimum requirements that an employer is expecting you to have. So they want you to be focused, have some experience, unless you are applying for a, entry-level position, and also, know that with your skills you're going to be the perfect match, like a great asset for the team. So make sure that you only showcase the traits that make you, unique, that make you stand out from the rest. So great, we covered the 5 rookie mistakes we want to make sure you avoid making in your resume. So let me just briefly recap, and so you remember and you have them in hand. Number 1, do not use graphic charts to show your software knowledge. Just list them without the measurement indicators, so the information gets, the message gets communicated clearly and fast. Number 2, do not list generic softwares. They wanted to see right away, very fast, why is going to be your contribution, why you are, the perfect candidate for the team. Number 3, do not lie and do not list the skills that you don't have. Key. Number 4, avoid using overused skill words. Always look for options so you make the conversation more interesting. And number 5, avoid adding the skills that everyone has. Okay, this is it. I really hope that these recommendations and advice help you to do a quick review of your resume, and just subscribe if you want to see more insightful information that help you towards your career goals, job applications, hiring process, anything related to professional career in architecture. And see you next week.